right, thank you, Ross. Well, last day of camp for us, so breaking camp. Today was all about creating situations, just, first down, trying to be efficient on first down, play second down, second and long, play third down. Then we got some third and long, got into a little 3rd and 3 into the game, 4 down territory, got to have a touchdown to win it. So, 2 downs to get to 3rd and 3. Got into 1st and goal on the 9, played that out. So really some good work, got into some 2 minutes a day, needed a touchdown to win it, had some great work there for the coaches and the players, a lot of this stuff. And then we ended the day with last play. So balls on the 30, last play of the game, balls on the 15, last play of the game, 2 seconds on the clock, balls on the 5. So just kind of, again, creating all those situations for our team. So good work, but more of a controlled scrimmage today. And but we've been building to this. We're going to start school tomorrow, so give our guys off. We'll have an academic meeting here in just a little bit. Have dinner, let them go, and then get started with school tomorrow. Try to create some structure for our guys, some normalcy, kind of get on a normal routine. 20-hour rule starts for us tomorrow. Obviously, during camp, we're unlimited with our time, and so we're pretty much here all day. And but once we get going tomorrow, and tomorrow will actually be just meetings. There'll be no on-field work tomorrow. Be back on the field on Thursday, and then give them a couple of days off this weekend. So we're in a good place. I'm really glad that we still have, I guess, not quite a month, but almost a month to get ready to play, because we still got a lot of work to do in Clemson. And that's what next week will be about as well. We'll come back and have another week of work on Clemson, have our last scrimmage next Wednesday. And then after that, the following week, we'll start our game prep work. So,
Hey.
And you're kind of happy because I really saw some big plays defensively and I saw some big plays offensively. I thought our defense did a much better job today. I think we had several sacks. We did not do a good job pressuring the quarterback in the first scrimmage, but today we really did a good job pressuring the quarterback. But again, a lot of big plays on both sides, a very competitive scrimmage, all the way down to the last play. So good day for our team to improve.
Hey, Coach, Trevor from CUTigers.com here. I noticed Frank Ladson was back at practice yesterday, but I did not see Ngata in any of the photos. Was he back yesterday or today?
Yeah, he's been back. He's been back for several. He's been back for a while, but he had to go through the acclimatization, as has Frank. So Joseph will actually be on Thursday. I think he's going to be in green, and then he should be full go on Monday. And same thing with Frank. He should be in pads with us on Thursday, and full pads next week. So yeah, big shot in the arm getting those. As Amari had a great day today, so it's good to see. Travis had you just forget, man, how special that number 9 is, and so seeing him out there, live right out of the gate, he just shows up. I mean, he's really a special player. So. We're slowly creeping, we just got a lot of guys banged up. We got, yellow. We have a lot of guys in yellow jerseys, but it's just that time of camp. We've been going not just 2 weeks of camp. These guys have been going, mandatory since July the 6th. So, lots of conditioning, lots of running, lots of training. And then you get into camp and it's a grind. And all of a sudden, you get some shoulders and ankles and groins and guys just banged up and stuff. So but we're guys are slowly kind of coming back, and I think now we're breaking camp. These guys will have a little more time. Our guys are committed to taking care of their bodies. They really do a good job of that with the cold tubs and all the prehab stuff and the recovery stuff, nutrition, so a long way to go, but we all should be tired. I've lost my voice. I got the old camp voice going, so we all should be tired. We all should be a little sore, after 2 weeks of camp. That's just part of it. But, now we're kind of, change the script up a little bit and continue to work on Clemson, but also get our legs back and start getting some of these guys healthy.
Hey, Coach, it's David Hood. You're kind of used to having this final fall camp scrimmage and then playing within 2 weeks. How have you had to tweak the schedule to where you keep these guys sharp, but also kind of keep their legs under them?
Yeah, I tell you what, it's been. I feel like I've got my PhD in planning. I did 3 schedules because I didn't know. When we were going to start for the longest, and then I didn't know if our first game was going to be the 12th, the 10th, or the 7th. So I did 3 different practice plans, 3 different calendars. Of course, the original calendar ripped it up. So it's been very different, very, very different. Last year, for example, we broke camp we started school on Wednesday and we played 10 days later. So this year we're breaking camp and start school tomorrow, and we still, have 3.5 weeks. So it's good though. We've got a great plan. I really, I'm thankful we have that time because we're not where we need to be. So our camp, I tweaked our camp, to reflect really just where we are and what we've had to deal with. These guys lost their May, they lost their June, as far as really being able to train together like we normally would. But we're in a good place, man, because we got great leaders on this team. We got a bunch of committed guys. Everybody's dealt with the same thing, but I love our plan. And so as I said earlier, we'll spend next week, still working on Clemson. We'll have one more scrimmage next Wednesday. So that's 2.5 weeks, and then we'll get into the next week in our game prep. And so, that's about normal for us, 2 weeks before the first game to start on a opponent prep. And I know the guys will be excited that, you get to a point where you're tired of seeing each other, you're tired of competing against your schemes and things like that. Same thing for the coaches, to start game planning and all that stuff, but we're not quite there yet. We've got some, so I've just basically spread our camp out over a longer period of time. Because typically when we start school, we've already had, 2 scrimmages and a situational scrimmage and a few other things that we've got to get done between now and next Wednesday. So, but again, just kind of spread it out and got a good plan to pace ourselves and make sure we're ready to go when we head up to Winston-Salem.
But with DJ finishing his first camp, just what are your thoughts on where he is and kind of that backup quarterback battle and how it's looking right now?
It's looking great because we got 2 excellent prospects right there. 2 really talented. I mean, Taisun has been here a year, and he's a guy a little bit more of a developmental guy from where he started. But man, he's made huge strides in a year. Very talented. They're different. They're similar in some regards, and they're different as well. And then DJ is just, he's just as advertised. He's just a very, very gifted player. He's 250 pounds. He's just not a typical freshman coming in here. And then he has just really picked things up quickly. It's a heck of a competition and a great battle, and they're both doing some really good things. And then Trevor, I tell you what, it's just a joy to watch that number 16 practice. It's unbelievable. He's just at a whole nother level, been there, done that, just so confident in who he is, confident in everything about the game, his protections, his teammates, what he can and can't do, just complete ownership of our offense. And he's so disciplined post-snap. It's just a joy, really, to watch him play. And so just really proud of him, his leadership, and just his love of competition. He's a great competitor. Just worked his tail off to get to this point.
Hey, Dabo, for that backup quarterback job, do you sense Taisun or DJ, does either of them have the edge over the other at this time, or are they both still kind of
and we got a long way to go. I think they're both competing every single day. Again, we got 3.5 weeks to go. So every rep counts, every day counts. And I will say this, regardless of how it plays out, I'm confident in both of them. I think both that we could win with either one of them. I really believe that. but obviously, somebody's got to run out there second, I guess, if we had to at some point. So we'll see how it all plays out.
Dabo, did you have more bodies at receiver today for this situational scrimmage, and how did the receivers play overall?
We did. We did have a few more guys, and it was another good day. Cornell had another couple big plays. Amari was back today. We didn't have him the other day. He was outstanding. Amari is, I would say the same thing about Amari that I said about Trevor Lawrence. Amari, he just looks like a pro. The way he carries himself, the way he practices, the way he prepares, his attentiveness in meetings, his thirst for knowledge, the nuances of the game. He is just, his health, he's fast. He's faster than he's ever been. He's in the best shape he's ever been, and just playing with some unbelievable confidence. And we've actually, in camp, played Amari in every position, which has been really good for him because we've had to, with guys just up and down and so forth. But he was back today. And I'll tell you, another guy, Spector, man, he made another huge play today. He's a redshirt freshman and going to be a great player for us. So he's had a couple really good days in a row. And Braden Galloway is really starting to build the chemistry, with Trevor, like we hope. He's a real problem, and he's just learned. You got to understand, this is Braden's third year, and obviously he was out most of last year till the end of the season. But last year really helped him because he had to sit back, he had to watch, he had to learn. But he's just a different guy completely than when he got here as far as his knowledge, and he's playing fast. He's got excellent hands. He's going to be a matchup problem for people. But it was good. E.J. Williams, Will Swinney had a great day today. E.J. had a great day today with that second group. We got a lot of guys repping. Ajou was out today with a little bit of a hamstring. He's had an awesome camp. And then Frank he wasn't in pads. And, Joseph will be back on Thursday. So they were all here. But, but getting Amari back was a big shot on for us.
Well, injury-wise, are there any guys you're worried about that can miss time once the season starts?
Once the season starts, trying to think. I don't think so right now. I think all the guys right now that are on our injury list are, all guys that should be back by the time we're playing. Only guy right now would be we talked about Xavier, and he's not an injury. He's just again, medically, we're holding him and working him way down. He's doing well too, by the way. He's getting his weight down. I think he's low 260s. So he's doing a good job.
You think E.T. Reuben?
Nobody long term right now. Sage Ennis has had mono, so he's been battling that and hasn't really been able. He's been here every day, but he hasn't been able to practice. So, he's at some point he'll be back. I don't see him out for the season, but he's going to be way behind just simply because he hadn't been able to practice all the camp.
E.T. Reuben, you think will be ready to go?
E.T.'s going to be close. I think he's got another, a week or so to get another. He's got to get a pin out of his thumb, and then hopefully we'll get him back. So I do think he'll be back before we get into the season. Might take us a game or two to kind of get him ready, but I don't see him out for the year or anything like that.
Yeah, but you've been so enthusiastic about this team right now at this point. What would be your biggest concern or the thing you would worry about the most, just football-wise, with these guys?
Just our second OL. We're young there, building the quality, dependable depth in that second group. I love our team. We're in a really good spot. That first OL is, I think, got a chance to be a special group. Same thing at quarterback, same thing at tight end, same thing at running back, same thing at wide out. I think we got the right type of people, the right type of functional, players. And then that defensive line, we've got a really good group there, good depth. Our backers, I don't think we've ever had a better group. And then, our back seven, We've got, guys that banged up, up a day, down a day. So getting everybody on, all back healthy is huge. But I think the one area on our team is we're just different than last year from a offensive line standpoint. Really talented, but we're, guys are coming. I'm super impressed with what Mitchell Mays has been able to do, Paul T.O. Trent Howard is a kid that's come in here and really impressed us in camp. He just got here this summer. He's a heck of a football player. Walker Parks, Blake Vincent is one of those guys that we've been holding out of practice. That's been dressed every day, but we've been kind of progressing him with his knee to get him really full go. So we're hopeful that Blake will be able to maybe go next week. That's our hope there. Obviously, that would be a big shot in the arm for us because he's a veteran player. And then, Mason Trotter was making huge progress, but he had to, be out. But he's back today. He and Bodie were back today. So, Mason's the guy that's going to have to come on for us. And, but it's good. Taquan Johnson is another guy that we've been super excited about. But he's been out for the last week or so, and we're, feel like that hopefully we'll get him. We think he's going to be green on Thursday, and hopefully get him back going next week is our hope there. So we're developing those guys. Robbie just does a great job of teaching and cross-training, but that's probably the one area is, developing the 8, 9, and 10 in that offensive line. That first group's going to be really, really good.
Dabo, any update on that +1 game you guys need to fill?
No, I have not talked to Dan about it. So my assumption is it sounds like we're playing Citadel, but I have no idea. Honestly, I really don't. But that seems to be unless the Citadel cancels, I guess that's who it's going to be. So hopefully it'll all work out.
Coach, you mentioned Ajou was having a great camp before the hammy. It looked like you were giving him some work on punt returns last week. Do you expect it to be the regular suspects on kicks and punts, or are there some freshmen that you're working there?
Yeah, well, we work a lot of guys, catching balls and fielding balls, but I don't see Ajou being a punt return for us. But he could do it, but I don't think that'll be a role for him right now. But no, we got same guys from last year. Excited about having those veteran guys back, and a guy like Mikey Dukes is one that's worked really hard at it. And we've been working Bowman back there, and a couple other guys. Lynn Jay's been working back there. Even Etienne's been back there catching some punts and doing a really nice job. So we're working a lot of guys, but it's going to start with Amari and DK for sure.
Dabo, how has Jordan McFadden kind of taken on this new starter role, and how has he kind of changed his mentality? Is there a sense of urgency you've seen in him in camp now that he's settled into being a starter?
Yeah, and to be honest with you, I really saw that last year. Jordan, we said last year, we're like, this guy is going to be a star player. He is a really special talent. He's got as good a kick as you're going to see in an offensive lineman. Incredibly athletic. He's strong. He's a very smart, knowledgeable player, and could play left for us in a heartbeat. I mean, wouldn't miss a beat. And we work him. We cross train him, and we'll cross train Jackson. It's good for both of those guys to do that. But the experience he got last year, and we just have a lot of confidence in him. Cade Stewart is a great player, and that was the difference is where we were last year. Jordan McFadden was coming in, Cade Stewart was coming in, and these guys were just had a little bit of Blake Vincent's, these guys were rolling in there. Putnam was rolling in there, and we're just not quite there right now with that second group, but we're coming. And I think, by the time we play on the 12th, we'll have 9 or 10 guys ready to go play. Now, our first group may have to play a few more snaps, but until we can really get confident in rolling those guys in there the way we like to. But that's just where we are right now.
Dabo, is that a battle there at behind Jackson between Mitchell and Parks? How's that going?
Yeah, we're working all those guys. And, those guys are we signed them for a reason, man, and they're just what we hoped they would be. But when you go against our defense that's fast and there's a lot of moving parts and it's a bunch of fronts and it's a million blitzes and nothing's ever sitting still, everything's moving, and it's hard. There's safeties coming and corners coming and guys scraping. I mean, so it's a real challenge for young players, but those guys are doing well, man. They're battling and holding their own. I've been proud of them. But if we had something happen to Jackson, probably the first move would be Jordan would go over there right now. But we've got some options, we're starting to, like I said, develop some guys inside that I think will give us some flexibility.
You obviously have some fantastic numbers at running back and probably have 5 veteran guys you feel like you can depend on. So does that make it, a little bit easier with Bowman and Pace, or do you guys have a plan for them?
We're just going to get the best guys ready to play. I mean, that's just the way it is. Tony does an amazing job. And, oh, by the way, we just added another pretty good unpaid grad intern today named CJ Spiller. Pretty excited about having him join us. He told me on Sunday that he was wanting to start his coaching career. He's 33. Hard to believe that he's 33 now. It just blows my mind. But so he's going to get his master's in athletic leadership, and he actually joined us today. And so I'm really excited about having that guy. So another guy joining that running back room with Tony. Tony's got a pretty good squad in there. He's done a great job. But, obviously starts with Travis Linjay. Linjay has been awesome. Linjay had about a 50-plus yard catch today down the sideline. Just love how the backs are catching the ball in the backfield. Linjay did get a little banged up today. He'll probably be limited for a week or so, but he'll be okay. And then Ches is another guy who's been out. Ches was having a great camp and got hit in the shoulder and got a little sprain in a shoulder area, but he's working his way back. Mikey Dukes has been very consistent, very solid. And then, I always mention Rencher. Rencher had 2 huge blocks today in pass protection. Those are the type of things that get you excited as a coach. And he makes plays, but he had 2. I love when guys make plays without the ball. And he stepped up in there for Trevor today twice and took on some backers and really did a great job and allowed us to make a big play down the field. So, Rencher's very dependable. And we trust him wholeheartedly. And then you got the 2 freshmen. Pace broke a long one today. He's a load. And then Bowman, I thought, had his best day today. I thought this was his best practice since he's been here. And he'll just continue to get better. So, hey, we're going to just get them all ready and have fun developing them.
We'll take a few more for Coach.
Hey, Dabo, this is Grace from The Athletic. How much do you know about this saliva-based COVID test? And I think Mac Brown had said this morning he was all for it. Do you think that that's something that might work its way into college football?
Yeah, the doctors here were telling me about it. I mean, I don't know much about it other than they said that apparently I've been hearing about it as far as it's supposed to be coming online, and apparently I guess it got approved or something this weekend. I think it's awesome. I mean, I think it's cheaper, which is great for everybody, but it's quicker. I mean, I think it's a quicker turnaround, and that's huge. That's really, really big. So, you can have the type of testing, because I know some of these schools are probably in a bind and maybe can't afford the type of testing that we can here in this league. So hopefully that will be very beneficial to everyone out there and maybe help us to continue to have a season.
Hey, Dabo.
Go ahead, Anna.
Thanks. How much clarity do you have the corner spot opposite DK, and do you think that battle will kind of go into the season?
I do, and by the way, DK had his best day today. He had a great interception, and he's been very locked in for the last several practices. I've been really very pleased with him. He's really playing very consistent and great energy out here at practice. But we've got some real battles going on. Malcolm was out today because he sprained his elbow, so it's the first practice he's missed. And then Booth was out today. He got banged up at the end of practice. Literally at the end of practice, yesterday, but he hopefully be back on Thursday or Monday. So he wasn't able to go today. But Booth has had a great camp. Sheridan is having an excellent camp. Fred is having an excellent camp. Mario's a guy that you know is missed a few days early, but has worked his way back in there. And so it's Lee Anthony. Lee Anthony's been steady Eddie. Lee Anthony's working both sides, and he's one of the most knowledgeable guys we have. He's done a great job of getting stronger and all those things. So it's a really good group, but I don't think it, you know, I think those guys are going to compete and play all season long. I think you'll see a lot of guys have an opportunity, probably play more guys at corner than we have in the last few years.
We'll take one final one for Coach.
Dabo, how much time did Amari miss?
How much time did Amari miss? He was out, I think he was out maybe 6 or 7 days. So I think that was about it.